Hello and welcome to another episode of Dream Home Cooking. Today I am going to share my pasta and pizza bake recipe along with some fresh pepperoni and fresh basil roll-ups, and then I have a delicious garlic cheesy bread, and then for dessert a brownie brittle parfait that is so easy but it's so delicious and very pretty. So I want to get started with the pasta pizza bake. This is sort of a one-pot wonder that I love, and it's actually a homemade red sauce that's super simple but very tasty. So what you want to do is start with a pound of Italian sausage. So I've got this skillet heated up, and I'm just gonna kind of break this apart before I add the onion to it. You can also they have a Jimmy Dean Italian sausage in the roll. You can use that. You can use Italian turkey sausage, whatever works for you. But today I have real Italian sausage, but I have turkey pepperoni that also goes in this. So I'm cutting a few calories somewhere anyway. All right, so I'm gonna break this up. I need to get my little handy tool that I normally use for ground beef and sausage. Okay, and then this is a cup of onion that I chopped, and I'm just gonna let these two saute together for about 6 or 8 minutes before I add the garlic. All right, so that's been sauteing the onions and the sausage together for about 8 minutes until the sausage is mostly browned. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add the garlic. This is 3 large cloves of fresh garlic that I minced. You gotta have the garlic in here. It makes it delicious. For such a simple recipe, this sauce is really good. All right, so I'm gonna stir that around. I always add the garlic towards the end of the browning process just because it will get bitter if you cook it too long. All right, and then I've got just a little bit of flour. This is a teaspoon of all-purpose flour. It's just a little bit of a thickening agent to kind of catch that grease from the Italian sausage. Just thicken it up. That way you don't have to drain it because it doesn't put off that much grease. All right, and then I'm gonna add my little round of seasonings. And this is 1 teaspoon of salt and pepper in here, as well as a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, and then a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Now, red pepper flakes has a heat to it, so you can certainly leave it off or maybe just put a 1/4 teaspoon, but we love it. We love that little hint of heat. So you just want to get that stirred around. This is a great weeknight meal that you can put together in less than an hour and have it on the table. And kids and adults love it. Okay, so all that is nice and incorporated. Now I'm going to add some red wine. And you could leave this out, but I really wouldn't because it is the secret ingredient. All the alcohol cooks out of it, and it just makes this sauce pop. Something about the red wine is just delicious. And when you're cooking with wine, you always want to open something that you would drink and have a glass of it because that fake stuff in the grocery store is no good. All right, so I'll get that wine stirred in there, and that was a 1/4 cup, and I used a Cabernet. You could use a Merlot. Just make sure it's not a sweet wine like a Marsala. You just definitely want a dry white wine. Okay, now I'm gonna add a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. I'm going to do this carefully so I don't get it all over me. I'm going to scrape all that out. And behind me, I've got a pot boiling with corkscrew pasta in it. And you can use whatever pasta of choice you would like, but it just needs to be 8 ounces of cooked, drained pasta. I love the corkscrews because they just, I don't know, the sauce just sticks to it great and it just works the best to me. So now I am going to cover it, and I'm just going to let it simmer for about 25-30 minutes just so those flavors all kind of marry together and you get that good Italian flavor. All right, so I'm going to give this one more stir before I cover it. I'm going to let it simmer about 30 minutes, and then when we come back, I'll have the pasta cooked, and I'll show y'all how you finish this dish off. I still have to put the pasta in it and the little pepperonis and some fresh mozzarella. So we'll be back.
Carrier asks, what does comfort mean to you? Is it a cool breeze on a scorching day? Or a cozy corner on a cold night? That every room of the house is as inviting as the next? and the air is fresh and clean for everyone. But humidity is where it belongs. At Carrier, comfort means more than just the temperature.
Hello, I'm Annette Hale of Annette Hale's Indoor Comfort Systems, the lady with a team you can trust. Visit us online at indoorcomforthsv.com.
Hey guys, come on in.
Hey, Troy.
Yeah, let me show you around.
Wow.
You know, as the Acme Brick spokesperson, I get paid in brick. All the brick I want. Solid. What? Too much? To get Acme Brick quality, look for the Acme name. And here's the guest room. Hope you like a firm mattress.
My father started this business in 1977. The people that work for us is part of what sets us apart. All of our employees have experience. All of our plumbers have been with us for 10 years or greater. Our motto at Dean & Son is quality and service. We're going to do quality work. We don't leave people hanging. We're there when we're supposed to be. We're done when we're supposed to be. Living up to what you sell and service them after they pay you, that's where your integrity in the plumbing business comes.
Dean & Son Plumbing Company. Call today at 518-9780.
All right, we're back and the sauce is continuing to simmer. I want to let it simmer for another few minutes before I add the last couple of ingredients. So while that's finishing up, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all how I make these pepperoni and fresh basil roll-ups. You can also do this with salami, but today I just chose to do pepperoni. So you want to start with 8 ounces of cream cheese. I let this come to room temperature. It's just so much easier to work with. And then I have a 1/4 cup of fresh basil that I've chopped. And then I have a teaspoon each of garlic powder and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. This just gives it a nice little flavor. And I'm going to use a fork to get this all. You got to put a little, even though it's room temperature, you still have to put a little elbow grease in there. These are great for little after-school snacks or just taking it on the road with you, midday snack. And I did you can get the carb counter tortillas. You can certainly do that if you're watching that. Or you can get the full fat ones. I was looking at the nutrition contents on the back of some of those, and whoo, they have a lot of calories and carbs. And that's why they're so good. All right, so that's mixed up. Now I'm going to take about 3/4 cup of sun-dried tomatoes. And these are the ones, you usually find them over by the produce aisle. It's usually on an end cap in a jar. They have them packed in oil, and that's the ones that I use. And you've got to have a good knife to chop them up because you don't want to have huge pieces of sun-dried tomatoes. So you want to spend a little time chopping those. So I'm just going to make sure that I get this all mixed before I build them. Okay, I think that is good. So now I'm going to use this little spreader. Put that right there. I just want to make sure that I got all that in there. Okay, now I'm going to move some things out of the way. And usually you'll use about 6 tortillas for this. And you just have to kind of eyeball the pepperoni. There's probably maybe 30 slices that I have here. And I have a whole other row of pepperoni too in the fridge if I run out. So you want to just take the spreader and you want to just spread not too much, but a decent amount to cover the bottom of the tortilla. And these are pretty too when you cut into them. And they're always, of course, they're usually better the next day after all those flavors marry together. And they last about 3 to 4 days in the fridge. So it's a great little snack that your kids would love. Okay. So then you just want to take some pepperoni or salami. You can buy the big pieces of salami too. Just enough to cover the bottom. This is super simple. And you could put lettuce, like chopped romaine in here if you wanted. I tend to leave it out because, it can get a little soggy after a day or so in the fridge. So I just leave that out. But you're just going to roll it up. And then I'm just going to put them in saran wrap and just pop them in the fridge for at least a couple of hours before I slice them. And I'm going to finish these in a second, but I want to go ahead and show y'all how I finish up this pasta pizza bake. So I've got the sauce simmering. I let it simmer for about 30 minutes. And I tasted it, and I did add a little bit more Italian seasoning. So it's important after you get everything in there, after it simmers a little bit, just give it a taste and see if it needs a little salt or what have you. Okay, now I'm gonna add, this is my turkey pepperoni. This is 8 ounces of sliced pepperoni. And you can get the little miniature ones if you can find them. You know, there's some strange things that I can't find anymore since the whole pandemic, and that is one of them, the cute little pepperonis. So I'm just going to give that a good stir. Then I'm going to add the pasta, and this is 8 ounces of the corkscrew pasta, and I have yet to find an 8-ounce box of this pasta, so you just want to half the box. It's a 16-ounce box, and then you just want to give it a good stir, let that sauce attached to all the little corkscrew pastas. And then after I get this stirred, I've got some nice fresh sliced mozzarella, and I'm just going to place some slices on top of here and broil it. And then there you have a delicious meal, and it has a lot of protein in it. All right, so I've got the pasta nice and stirred into the sauce, and I'm not going to put this mozzarella on just yet because it's still going to be a little bit before Mike gets here. So I'm going to wait and do that right before I put it in the oven, and you just broil it for about 3 minutes. You want to watch it closely. You just want to broil it to melt the cheese, and then it's done. So I am going to finish these roll-ups, get things cleaned up, and then show y'all how I make the delicious garlic cheesy bread and the brownie brittle parfaits.
You know, years ago, we researched different cabinet companies. Wellborn was the cabinet company that we decided to go with. Wellborn has a lot of your custom style building like we did in the local cabinet shops years ago. You just can't go wrong with a product like that with Wellborn. On top of that, Wellborn has researchers that are out in the market every day. Their job is to see what's current in the market, what's selling, and what their dealers need to be showing in their showroom. So come out, let me help you design your kitchen with Wellborn products.
Choosing an appliance can be complicated these days. That's why at Bob Wallace Appliance, we start by asking questions like an occasional cook or a serious chef, something just for you or an army, once a week or once a day. You see, it's not just what we know about appliances, it's what we know about you. Bob Wallace Appliance, locally owned and operated for more than 35 years. Online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
When you select Wolde Flooring's hardwood, you don't just enhance your home, you transform it. With hundreds of beautiful, durable, hand-selected varieties that come with up to a 50-year warranty, you can count on unsurpassed beauty and proven durability that's guaranteed to stand the test of time. When you want the best flooring for your home, come to Wolde Flooring in Madison. WoldeFlooring.com, 256-325-8453.
Okay, we're back, and I have everything out to make the brownie brittle parfaits as well as the cheesy garlic bread, but I'm going to do these parfaits first. This is so simple and it's delicious. So what you want to do is get a small package of the instant pudding. The white chocolate flavor is what my original recipe is. Another one of those crazy random things at the store, couldn't find it anywhere, is white chocolate pudding. So I use vanilla to improvise, and that is just as delicious. So you also want to get a bag of brownie brittle, and you can usually find this, I know at Publix it's usually around their deli or on a cookie aisle, but most all grocery stores have it, and it is some good stuff. It's like the hard crunchy part of a brownie that's so good with ice cream. And then I have the little Heath toffee bar, just the crushed up. You buy that on the baking aisle. It's over by the chocolate chip bags and things like that. But that's little toffee bites or bits or whatever you call it, and it's good. So what I'm going to do is just put a spoonful of the brownie brittle on the bottom, And I went ahead and did the pudding. I mean, it's simple, 2 cups of milk, the pack of pudding mix, and you just stir it up, let it sit in the fridge for maybe 15 so minutes to set up. And then you just take a couple tablespoons and you just dollop it right on there. This is my speed when it comes to desserts. I like something simple and easy like this. And you could home make the pudding, but I didn't want to go that far today, so I got the box. And then the last thing I do on this is put some Ready Whip topping on it, but I'm going to wait until Mike gets here before I do that. All right, and then we're going to add some toffee bits. I could eat the whole bag of these. They are so good. It's what's in the middle of a Heath bar, those candy bars that are so good. And a little goes a long way because this is a very rich dessert. So that's why I like putting them in these fun little martini glasses. I think it makes it pretty. You could also do a little shallow wine glass or just a little cute dessert bowl. Then I'm going to come back and finish it with a few more brownie bits right on the top. And then it'll look prettier when I have the whipped topping on the top. And you could also put a little raspberry or something for color if you wanted, a little strawberry piece. And so there you go. It's a simple, simple dessert that is very good. So those are the parfaits, and I'll pop those in the fridge in a minute, but I want to step over here and show y'all how I do the garlic bread. So this is 3/4 cup of mayo, and then a teaspoon of garlic powder, and then an 8-ounce bag of sharp cheddar cheese that is sliced. Let me stir that garlic in there. This sounds like a crazy combination, and if you don't love mayo, still try it because it is so good. Something happens when you put this mixture on this bread and it bakes in the oven. It gets all bubbly and cheesy. I'm going to stir a little before I add that rest of that bag. And I do like to use the there's shredded cheese and then there's finely shredded. I like to use the finely shredded because I think it just is easier to mix. I'm not going to put quite the whole bag in there. All right, so I just have my little trusty fork. I'm going to stir this. And once I have it all mixed together, I'm just going to spread a nice generous layer on each sides of the French bread. And this is just French bread that I got from the grocery store bakery. The best kind, I think. So while I'm doing this, I wanted to tell you all about our community of the week. It's Bellawoods, and every year we take the whole company on a bus trip. We call it a field trip, and we have a lunch and all that good stuff, but we go and tour. We rent a huge bus, and all 50 of us get on it and go to every community that we are building in or have developed, what have you. And it's so much fun because there's so many people in our office who don't ever get out and actually go look at the communities and all the model homes. So it was a great day. We did that last week, and I really enjoyed it because it's been a minute since I have been out to so many of our newer communities. And Bellawoods is unbelievable. It is on the most gorgeous piece of property. It's going to be a massive development. I think Mike said over 200 homes. He may fact check me on that, but he'll be here in a little bit to tell y'all all the great details of Bellawoods. But it is the up and coming community in Limestone County. Excellent location. Lots of people out there are super excited about this beautiful community. And I just encourage y'all to go out there and take a look at it. And it's going to have an amazing amenity package. But when Mike gets here, I'll let him tell y'all all the details on that. And in the meantime, I am going to get this cheese mixture spread onto the bread. Super, super simple recipes today, but you know what? Just because they're simple doesn't mean they're not delicious. So I hope that y'all will try all of these and let me know what you think. So once I get this spread, I'm going to put it on a parchment-lined baking sheet, and this bakes at 350 for about 18 to 20 minutes. You know, everybody's oven's different, so you want to start watching it when it hits about the 18-minute mark. And it'll just be nice and bubbly and crunchy, and it's going to go so well with this pizza pasta bake. So I'm going to finish this up and get them in the oven. And when we come back, Mike will be here to taste all this delicious food and to tell you more about Bellawoods.
Since 1983, individuals and businesses in Alabama have relied on Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South for their legal representation. Our experienced attorneys offer high-quality legal counsel in commercial law, real estate, and personal injury litigation. So if you need an attorney, hire the best attorney you can. Call the experienced North Alabama attorneys at Wolf, Jones, Wolf, Hancock, Daniel, and South to arrange your initial consultation, because we're dedicated to setting the standard for legal services.
Hey guys, I wanted to let y'all know about a year ago, me and Bruce Stone started a new company called Stonewood Homes. And Stonewood is a little different business plan than Woodland Homes because Stonewood is a scattered lot home builder, which means if you have a lot and you're looking for a builder, Stonewood is the answer. So if you own a home site or you're looking at building a custom home, give us a call at 830-9000 and let's start building.
If you're looking to remodel or build your dream home, it all starts at the Dream Studio by Woodland Homes. At Woodland Homes Dream Studio, you'll work with seasoned professionals dedicated to providing you with the very best, whether you're starting from scratch or remodeling. And with thousands of selections to choose from, the Dream Studio offers everything you need at the absolute highest quality, all under one roof. The Dream Studio by Woodland Homes. Live your dream. Call 830-9000 today.
Okay, we're back, and I've got Mike with me in the kitchen, and we look like an Easter egg today. You're green and my pink, and it's fall time.
Yeah.
So
it smells good. What are we having?
Thank you. So I made the pizza pasta bake that we love, and I haven't made these in a long time. It's my little pepperoni basil pinwheels or roll-ups, and then cheesy garlic bread that is so good, and then my brownie brittle parfaits. It's a mouthful, but
gotcha. The only time I get dessert is when you do the cooking show.
I know, because we'll eat it all the time, so we have to be disciplined. But yeah, so I was telling the viewers about Bellawoods. That's our community of the week, and talked a little bit about our fun field trip that we did last week. And that just, I say every community is my favorite, but that Bellawoods is going to be something else. And is it over 200 lots?
Yeah, I think we're about 250.
Okay, that's what I.
And so we'll be there. We'll be there for several years. But you know, it's such a large tract of land. I think it ends up being about 120 acres.
And it's
will end up being 250 homes. But it's so big, it's going to be a community to where we diversify the product.
And I love that. I think that's really cool when you do it right.
So right now we're building our larger homes on the 100-foot wide lots, and then also we have an area of 60-foot wide lots that are being built. We're building our patio homes there.
Yes.
So, you know, what we've had a lot of demand and a lot of requests for is aging parents want to live close to their kids, and we have finally been able to blend a community to where the younger adults are able to, you know, buy, you know, a nice home, but just right down the street, they can relocate their parents into a little bit of a smaller home, you know, 2,600 square feet, and then they're just right there. And as the, you know, population is aging, there is more of a demand for, you know, families to be able to take care of their, you know, their parents. And so this is really the first opportunity to where we've been able to do it. The demand has been there for years, and I don't know of anybody else in the marketplace that is, you know, that's doing that. But it's just it's a great community for an adult clientele. It's a great community for somebody who's looking at moving up and you know, wants a nice, you know, 3,000, 4,000 square foot house. School systems.
Very good, yes. And the you've always done such a remarkable job of putting the communities in great locations. And this one, I mean, East Limestone County.
Yeah, it's growing. It is. It's a great location. It's easy access, and just, you know, there's just so much growth out there in in that
Yeah.
area. Location is just absolutely phenomenal. And for the past 15, 20 years, I mean, Madison has just kind of been, one of our staple communities that we build in. And just our design team, I mean, all of our product and all of our designs, they're all updated.
Yes.
It's new, it's fresh, it's just some really, really good looking stuff. And, when people come out and they invest in a Woodland home, there's been hundreds and hundreds of hours just in researching, just the most current.
Right.
And, so when we're building, signature Mike Friday homes, inventory homes out there, I get together with the design team and we really, really kind of, bring just what the market is really, really looking for. And that's with our inventory homes. And of course, with somebody looking to, to build a home, they get to work with, the same design team.
Yeah.
And so they can do all their own selections and all of their, their own choices and things like that. So.
And we make it so easy for them now with the design centers right there on location, and they don't have to go to a million different stops choosing stuff. So I think that's
Absolutely.
Brilliant. So,
but it's a great community. It's a great location, and we have wooded lots. We have lots that back up to common area to where you're never going to have a neighbor back behind you. We've got home sites that back up to lakes. So this is the ground floor of an exciting new community called Bellawoods. We're going to be there probably for 6 to 8 years as we build it out. And when you look at the difference in people who are able to buy in at the first phase versus at the end of phase 4, I mean, out here at Inspiration, these property values have literally doubled.
Yes, they have.
In 6 to 8 years, and you're going to see the same thing at Bellawoods.
No doubt.
But if y'all have not been out to Bellawoods, we do have our sales open out there, and y'all can go out there and visit and just see for yourself how gorgeous it is, or visit any one of our. I think we're up to like 12 different communities now.
I can't keep up, but
But the best place to start shopping is go online, woodlandhomes.com, and I think you've also got all of your great recipes there.
They're
as well.
on the Woodland Homes website as well as our Dream Home Cooking Facebook page.
Yep.
So you can find them in both places. And as always, a huge shout out to our amazing sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're out and about, our models are open 7 days a week. We encourage you to stop by any of our models, but especially go out to Bellawoods and check it out this week. So
let's eat.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So y'all come out and see us.